I don't know which mechanic at Massey Ferguson slept with an engineer's wife, but one of them did, and they're getting them back, and all the farmers, because let me show you where they put the drain plug on this tractor here for the engine oil. They put it right up here. Easy enough to get to, but right underneath it is the PTO shaft guard. Oil's gonna come out of there, hit that shaft, make a big mess. Come on, guys. The mechanics gotta straighten it up. No more sleeping with the engineers' wives. Out here spraying some fungicide and foliar feed on these melons today. Oh, they're looking pretty out here. Got a little more weed pressure in a few spots than what I'd like, but all in all, they're pretty good. Zach didn't get this field disc on the drive roads yet, so it's a little bit bumpy, driving a little bit slower, going 5 miles an hour. All in all, looking pretty good. Some nice seeded melons right there. It's kind of hard to tell where these drive rows are right now. These vines have really grown out. There's one right there. I'm assuming I'm about 3 feet away from it, but maybe not quite that much. You can see how rough these things are. With all the rain we've had this year, we've had more washouts than what we normally do. More drowned out areas like down there. Ooh. Pretty nice little bump. But whenever we get these old discs shut here in the next few days, it'll make a big difference. Right here, we got a seedless melon growing. El Captain. You can see how big that is compared to my hand. I'd say it's I don't know what ball that would be. There's bigger than my hand. That is a seeded melon right there. And if we come over here, we can see some seedless. You can tell the difference. The seeded melons are more oblong, like a football or traditional watermelon that you picture. The seeded melons are a little bit more round looking. There's several melons out here in this little area. I'm actually pretty impressed with how many there are. We can go over there in that drive row, see several of them. Got the kids in the pickup are hollering at me. They want me to come back. We're going to drive around this field and see what else we see. Right here's the honeybees. They live right there. They're not very aggressive. Got little holes in the bottoms where they come in. There's a whole swarm of them right there going in and out. I'm not quite brave enough to open a box. Something about an allergy. So out here going along, spraying, everything's going good. Got the auto steer set. You know, just scrolling on my phone on Facebook. All of a sudden went over a terrace, got into the pond area of it. Tractor just sank like a rock. First time I've had this tractor stuck. Only the second time I've ever got stuck spraying, actually. Realized I wasn't going to be able to wiggle my way out going back and forth. Called one of my buddies. He said that he'd come down and help me pull it out. So brought the 8970 down, about 300 horsepower tractor with duals on it. And it was all it wanted to pull it out. Got a yankum rope, and I was worried about the yankum rope snapping. It was pulling very hard. But you got to keep in mind, this is the first pass around the field. The sprayer's still got about 980 gallon of water in it. So very heavy. But we were able to get it out. Oh, the joys of farming. Hasn't been that productive of a day. I was hoping to get a lot done and shoot some video today. Gonna spray some second pass on beans. Got some water hemp and some maristel coming up in a few places along with some grass. But had to do a few things this morning. One of the things we did was in the packing shed. We had to do a little bit of work for food safety reasons, so we put metal up on one wall and a part of another wall. But put metal up on the walls. That took until about 1, 2 o'clock. Then we repacked some melons that come up from Georgia that needed repacked. See that nice wall down through there? It's a lot better. But After we repacked that, ran the guys back to Odin, ate a late lunch around 3 o'clock, did a few things around the shop trying to get ready, then come out here and thought, oh, I got time. It's 5 o'clock, I got time to mix a load of spray real fast and go down and spray. Well, nothing went right for me. Took a while to get the load mixed, get the chemicals around. Some of the chemicals I was trying to use up, some old chemicals I had, some Liberty that we used in burn down this year that we had put out, taken out of the sprayer, put into totes and saved it. Well, it took a while to get that pumped out of the totes into the sprayer. Then I had to move my little Dura pumps that are on the side of these totes that pump the chemical out and meters it. Had to move them off of a couple of the old totes, put them on the new totes, hook them up, get the batteries lines ran. Finally got everything mixed up. Did the old pulley pull on the pump here. And that happened. So for about the last hour, I've been letting the water gravity feed out of the tank into the sprayer. We got a garden hose going into the inductor just to speed things up a little bit. But we're getting there. We might try to spray some out tonight. Have to look and see what the label says. Well, we finally got a day where we got a little break in the rain. So we came out here and spraying some soybeans. It's pretty overcast, which I don't like, and I'm a little bit nervous about a pop-up shower. But the phone says we're not going to get it, so we're going to spray while it's dry enough. We got a chance of rain the next several days, so we got to get out here and get these things sprayed. Overall, they're pretty clean. There's some weeds starting to poke through. Putting on a fungicide and a foliar feed while we're out here. These are our first planted beans. They're the best looking that we got too. Well, just like that, we're done spraying soybeans for the year. I guess with the ground rig, we're done spraying them for the year. We'll make one more pass over the top of everything with a drone, with a fungicide and foliar feed. Keep an eye on the weed pressure in the fields. If we start seeing too much weed pressure, like Johnson grass or a lot of water hemp, we might go in and try one more application if the label allows us to. Trying to decide if I'm brave enough to drive this tractor home, or if I should just take it back to the packing shed, which is about 5 miles closer. I think that's the lowest I've ever had it on fuel. Check this out. We got a new to us, probably 70 years old, Oliver 252 disc. What on earth do we need this little 8-foot disc for? Well, we got behind this New Holland tractor that we typically spray with. And what we're going to use this for is we're going to take it down the dry rows. Blades on this disc lined just about up with the tires on the tractor. So we're going to take this down the dry rows to cut the melon vines that are growing out into the dry row. And that's going to let us be able to see our dry rows a lot better, see where we need to be driving, level them up a little bit, and kill the little bit of grass that's growing in them. Bought this disc locally off a guy for a fairly decent price. Good shape, new tires, new hydraulic lines. The hydraulic lines are a little bit tighter here hooked to the tractor than what I'd like them, but we're going to give it a shout. All right, got it all hooked up. Seems like it raises and lowers like it should. Lowers a little bit more aggressively than what I figured it would, but it'll work for what we're using it for.
Alright, been disking. Here's the ends of the rows. Got that all disced up. We were going to brush hog it, but we decided just to use this new disc we just got. And there's our finished product. We got everything cut up, going out through there. Nice and clean, dry rows. No more big washouts, easier for the sprayer to get through. Made it out here to my 15 acres, doing my drive rows. And I got some pretty big melons in here, but the pickers that are picking down in Georgia right now, they decided to pick them another round. They were supposed to come the week of the 14th to come pick mine, but I'm glad they decided to wait a week because there's some that aren't ready. They are looking very, very good. Bigger than my boot already. Getting close to the right size. But when you look at them, this first stem here, if you can see that, it's supposed to be brown. That means it's ready to pick. So I don't think he will be ready in 3 days to pick. So give it another week, and I'd say a lot of these will be ready to get picked. There's a lot in here. Kind of, where's Waldo? There's one, there's one, there's one. The numbers are here, but they're just not quite ready. But in a week, we'll send some more videos, and this is something that we don't like. We have to hit them. But even though this one was a pretty big size, as you can see that it's not so red. It wasn't ripe. It's got some time to go. What the inside of them looks like before they are that nice red juicy melon like you guys are used to seeing. As we're disking, we get some unwanted guests that we're about to run off and blow the horn at. We don't want them in here eating our leafy greens, so he's gonna run away here in just a minute. There he goes. Get out of here. We have us 1, 2, 3, 4. We got some nice groups of families of melons that are gonna hopefully grow up together. They missed the disc.